she tried to cheat, I played along. Then I flipped the script. It started with a text. Not even a particularly suggestive one at first, just thinking of you. Hope your day isn't too crazy, from a number I didn't recognize. Sarah was in the shower, humming along to some pop song. I knew her passcode, morbid curiosity, I guess, and my thumb just drifted there. I shouldn't have looked. I deleted it, acted like I hadn't seen anything. Sarah came out, all smiles and damp hair, and kissed me. Rough day at the office, she asked, already grabbing her makeup bag. Nah, I said too casually. Just the usual. But it wasn't the usual. That text message burned a hole in my brain. Over the next few days, I found myself watching Sarah like a hawk. Subtle things, almost imperceptible. The way she'd clutch her phone a little tighter when I entered the room. The secretive smiles when she thought I wasn't looking. The longer she seemed to be spending at work. Emily, my work wife, as we jokingly called each other, picked up on it too. We were grabbing lunch in the cafeteria when she said, "You okay, Mark? You seem preoccupied." I hesitated. I didn't want to burden her with my paranoia. "Just work stuff," I mumbled, picking at my salad. Emily arched an eyebrow. And Sarah? That caught me off guard. What about Sarah? Just seems like she's been different lately, distracted. Maybe it's just me. It wasn't just her. That was the confirmation I needed. The next step was the hardest. Snooping, I hated it. But I had to know. I waited until Sarah was asleep, her breathing deep and even. I gently took her phone from the nightstand, my hands clammy. The messages were there, buried in a thread with a contact saved as David M. Marketing. But the texts, those were anything but professional. Flirty, suggestive, then outright explicit. My stomach churned. I felt sick, betrayed. Each message was a stab in the gut. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow night," winking face thinking about last night. "You were amazing. Had a blast at the retreat." I took screenshots, every single one. I needed proof. I needed something. The next day I was a zombie. I went through the motions at work, barely registering what anyone was saying. Emily kept giving me concerned looks. Finally, she dragged me into an empty conference room. "Okay, spill," she demanded. "What's going on?" I showed her the screenshots. Her face went from concern to anger. "That bitch," she hissed. I knew it. I freaking knew it. "I don't know what to do," I admitted, my voice cracking. Emily put a hand on my arm. "Okay," deep breaths. "You have options. You can confront her. You can leave. You can," she paused, a calculating look in her eye. "You can play along, play along." The idea intrigued me. It would give me time to gather more evidence to plan my next move. I could control the narrative instead of just reacting. That night I was strangely calm when Sarah got home late, claiming she had to work on a big presentation. "Rough day, honey?" I asked, feigning sympathy. "Ugh, tell me about it," she said, collapsing on the couch. "David's been a lifesaver, though. He stayed late with me to help." David. I wanted to punch his face in, but I smiled. "That's good. He sounds like a great guy." Sarah looked at me strangely, like she was expecting a different reaction. But I just kept smiling. Over the next few weeks, I became a master of deception. I acted like everything was normal, while secretly gathering evidence. I checked Sarah's credit card statements. We still shared an account, tracking her expenses. I accidentally left my phone in the car while she was driving, with the GPS tracking turned on. I even befriended Jessica, one of Sarah's friends, who unwittingly gave me details about Sarah and David's work outings. The picture was becoming clearer and clearer. They were having an affair. A full-blown, no-holds-barred affair. I started seeing a lawyer. I needed to know my rights, what I was entitled to if we divorced. I also started quietly moving money into a separate account, just in case. Emily was my rock through all of this. She helped me stay sane, offering support and advice. She even helped me craft a plan. A plan to expose Sarah's affair in the most public, most devastating way possible. The opportunity came in the form of the company Christmas party. Sarah had been practically giddy about it for weeks. She bought a new dress, spent hours getting her hair done. I knew David would be there. This was my chance. The night of the party, I acted like the loving, oblivious husband. I danced with Sarah, complimented her dress, even made small talk with David, all the while seething inside. As the party wore on, I slipped away to the sound booth. I'd bribed the DJ earlier in the week. He was now ready to play the special slideshow I had prepared. I gave the signal. Suddenly, the music cut out. The lights dimmed. And on the giant screen behind the dance floor, the slideshow began. First, pictures of Sarah and me from our wedding, our vacations, our life together. Happy memories now tainted with her betrayal. Then the text messages, the explicit emails, the credit card statements showing dinners and hotel rooms, the GPS tracking data proving she wasn't where she said she was. The room went silent. Everyone was staring at the screen, then at Sarah and David, who were standing frozen, their faces white with shock and horror. I walked onto the stage. "Merry Christmas, everyone," I said, my voice amplified by the microphone. "I just wanted to share a little something with you all. You see, my wife has been having an affair with her coworker, David, and I thought you should all know." Sarah started screaming. David tried to grab me, but security intervened. It was chaos. The whole room erupted in gasps and whispers. I stepped down from the stage and walked out. I didn't look back. I knew my life was about to change forever. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Sarah was fired from her job. Her friends and family were disgusted. David's career was also in shambles. Their reputations were ruined. I filed for divorce. It was messy, but I had all the evidence I needed. I got a favorable settlement protecting my assets and my future. The weeks that followed were hard. I felt a mix of anger, sadness, and relief. I leaned heavily on Emily, who was always there for me, offering a listening ear and a comforting hug. One evening, we were sitting on my couch watching a movie. Emily reached for my hand. I looked at her and I saw something different in her eyes, something more than friendship. "Thank you," I said, my voice thick with emotion, "for everything." She squeezed my hand. "You don't have to thank me. I'm just glad you're okay." We sat in silence for a few minutes, just holding hands. Then I leaned in and kissed her. It was tentative at first, but then it deepened. It was a kiss of comfort, of gratitude, of hope. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I'm not alone, and that maybe, just maybe, I can find happiness again. The divorce finalized a few months later. I sold the house Too Many Memories and bought a small condo downtown. I started going to the gym, eating healthier, focusing on myself. One evening, about a year after the Christmas party, I was walking home from work when I saw Sarah. She looked different, older, tired. She was pushing a stroller with a baby in it. David was standing beside her, looking equally haggard. They didn't see me. I could have crossed the street, avoided the encounter, but I didn't. I walked right past them, making eye contact with Sarah. She looked away, shame etched on her face. David just glared at me. I smiled. A genuine smile this time. Not a forced, deceptive one. A smile of closure, of peace. I continued walking, my head held high. I had survived. I had rebuilt my life, and I was finally free. A few weeks later, Emily and I were at a small cafe, enjoying a quiet Sunday brunch. I looked across the table at her kind eyes and her warm smile. I knew I was falling in love with her. "I have something to ask you," I said, my voice trembling slightly. Emily looked at me expectantly. Will you move in with me?" Her eyes widened. "Really?" I nodded. I think we could be really happy together." Emily smiled. A big, radiant smile. "Yes," she said. "Yes, I would love to." We kissed. And in that moment, I knew that everything was going to be okay. I had lost everything, but I had also gained something even more valuable, a second chance. And this time, I wasn't going to waste it.